There are physical activity guidelines in place, depending on what age you are. These guidelines are 0 to 5 years old, 5 to 17-year-old, 18 to 64-year-old, and 64 and above. These guidelines are in place to make sure all ages know exactly what they should be doing to get the best out of their body. 0 to 5-year-olds should be doing at least 180 minutes in a variety of physical activities, including energetic play, spread out throughout the day. The more, the better. These will come in play dates, physical activity in PE in the schools, just running around and playing with the family. For example, a toddler could play a team sport such as football or rugby with their siblings or parents, and that will really benefit their body. 5 to 17-year-olds do at least 60 minutes of moderate to vigorous intensity physical activity daily. Physical activity of amounts in greater than 60 minutes daily will provide additional health benefits. They should include exercises that improve muscle and bone growth at least 3 times a week. So if a 5 to 17-year-old, this is more focused on like the higher of the age, goes to the gym for a 60-minute session, they will be meeting the deadline in one session. But if they do it multiple times a week, they are just providing additional health benefits. And 5 and 6-year-olds, they'll be getting it out of PE, just playing with their friends and running around, just natural, really walking around, playing with their family. They'll be getting that. 18 to 64-year-olds should be doing at least 150 minutes of moderate intensity physical activity throughout the week, or do at least 75 minutes of vigorous intensity physical activity throughout the week. If they want to gain some additional health benefits, they can increase it to 300 minutes per week. There'll be muscle strengthening activities should be done in major muscle groups 2 or more days a week. So, for example, if they're going upper body, they should be doing that 2 or more days a week to really get the most out of the health benefits. 65 plus should do at least 150 minutes of moderate intensity physical activity throughout the week, or at least 75 minutes of vigorous intensity physical activity throughout the week. For additional health benefits, they can push themselves to 300 minutes a week. The elderly population normally get their physical activity from swimming, just going for walks, light jogs, just anything they can get their hands on. For those with poor mobility, as is very common in old age, should perform physical activity to enhance balance and prevent falls 3 or more days per week. So for example, they can just stand up on one leg in their own home, because as you age, the chance of you falling increases. Muscle strengthening activity should be done in major muscle groups 2 or more days a week, as I spoke about previously. The intensity of different forms of activity varies between people. In order to be beneficial for cardiorespiratory health, all activities should be performed in bouts of at least 10-minute durations. So as I was saying, with a balance, and 65 plus a person can balance on one leg here and there for 10 minutes and then balance on the other leg, really improve their balance. The guidelines are good as they show different ages and they really show you what you should be doing, and they're very strict and they don't fluctuate. But what can be improved is the big jump from 18 to 64, as the person like myself who's 18 ain't gonna have the same physical needs as someone who is 63 years of age. For example, I personally believe that it should be broken up to 18 to 25 or 18 to 30, and then that age to 64. Regular physical activity of moderate intensity, such as walking, cycling, and playing sports like football, have significant benefits for health at all ages. The benefits of being physically active outweigh the potential harm. For example, with accidents, toddlers experience a lot of accidents running around. The more they run around, the more they get used to stuff like that happening and outgrow it. Elderly people, their balance is poor for the majority of them, so if they're physically active, they can deal with that better. Some physical activity is better than doing none, but becoming more active throughout the day in relatively simple ways, people can quite easily achieve the recommended activity levels. So just walking a lot. So like, for example, if I get this up right now, and a 64-year-old have to do at least 150 minutes. And if they're just walking up and down the stairs a lot in the day, it all adds up. If they walk to the shops, it really does add up. Regular or adequate levels of physical activity improve muscular and cardiorespiratory fitness, bone and functional health. They also reduce the risk of hypertension, heart disease, stroke, diabetes, and various types of cancer, including breast cancer and colon cancer, and also depression. Reduce the risk of falls with hip or vertebral fractures, and are fundamental to energy balance and weight control. So if you are physically active, your serotonin levels will rise as you're working out. This will reduce the risk of having depression, anxiety, stress, and all these bad things. Also, the risk of heart disease and stroke and all this stuff decrease because your heart was growing with this cardio and fitness.